Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thank you guys very much for coming out. Today is currently a Wednesday, and today I'm going to He spin. Hello! Welcome to the stream. It's a little bit slow today, but that's okay. I don't know, kind of figured, because I'm playing Binding of Isaac again. That Binding of Isaac is just my basic. The one that... Hey! Nova has just resubscribed, thank you. How many bananas have I eaten by now? Not enough. Clearly. I need to get a little bit more potassium in my diet. Help school. Yeah, too bad. I hope your last few days have been at least decent. Here, let me get like frickin' Joe Hendry off of my screen here real quick. Here, come on. Grab. I can't grab it. Why can't I grab it? Why can't I grab it? What the fuck? I can't grab Joe Hendry. I can't get him off my face. What is happening? Oh, what have I done? Here, let me bring up the menu here. Maybe that'll do it. Joe? Joe? Get off me! Get it out! Oh no, what have I done? Oh, you've got a uniform? It's interesting, I've never been to a school like that. Frig! I think I might have to restart my software here. Because I'm just like, I can't get Joe Henry off of my face. Oh no. Okay, well, lesson learned. Joe Henry is way too powerful for this software, and he just like takes over entirely. Unless, hold on, let me go to my stickers real quick. I don't freaking know. Who the heck is this? What? Huh? Wait. Why? Why is this here? Huh? I don't remember putting this here. What the shit? Oh no. Okay. Well, this is an interesting day. Oh, wait, I got him. Ah, good. All right, and now, oh, we can lump them all together, and we can delete. Yay, Joe Henry is dead. He's finally gone. Also, hold up. The purple goop. Yeah. What the heck? What even is this stream? Alright, let's clear that out. Okay, let me go ahead and turn off the menu here, just so that that's not, like, you know, sitting in the way. Okay, as I'm gonna be playing a little bit of Binding of Isaac today. I go to a school. Oh, maybe don't give me specifics about the school that you go to. Just a little bit of heads up. I don't know whether or not it's like, I mean, first of all, not my business. But on top of that, like, I don't know how, like, out there and how, like, franchised the private school might be. So that's a little bit, that's getting too close to home. Yeah, keep that to yourself. Okay. Anyway, yes, Binding of Isaac. I think I'm just gonna play, like, a fresh run, and we're gonna see what the heck happens. And, we'll see whether or not I get anything good. There's like 50 in the country, one for each state, I hope. You know, keep that, you know. Here we go. Why hand? Stop it. Here, let's go ahead and, turn on the game audio. I think that's good. But save me. There is no saving you. Alright. So, Binding of Isaac game. So, I don't remember what I was doing last time. I'm just going to go ahead and dive into, like, a fresh Binding of Isaac playthrough. I don't know. Why not? I got a pill. Must swallow. Hey, that worked out. Do not take Isaac's advice when it comes to pills, ladies and gentlemen. When you find pill randomly sitting on the basement floor, do not ingest. Do not consume. Do not congest. Yep. I certainly hope you know what this game is. Otherwise, it's probably very confusing so far. Every once in a while, I do get somebody who's, like, never played Binding of Isaac and doesn't know what it is. And meanwhile, I've played this game so many times that I know the ins and outs of so many different elements of it. So, like, it's just, like, I don't know. When I play Binding of Isaac, it's kind of brain turn-offy. And somebody else watches me, it's just like, what the heck did you do? You're killing the orphans! Yeah, it gives you a stat boost. What? I'm now in your time zone at my sister's college, and I'm so tired. Yep, that'll do it. What do we got? Oh, I don't like this item. I'm gonna restart. One good gold room is what I want. I can make something out of this, I think. Possibly. Owie. Aw, dang it, I didn't want to grab that. Yipe! How do you exist? Ooh, I got luck up. Nice. I mean, to be fair, if you traveled, like, you know, outside of any of your, like, you know, native time zone, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that interesting little jet lag. Which is funny because, like, I have taken several trips to, like, I think the West Coast. And when I've taken trips to the West Coast, like, it's kind of reset my, my sleep patterns or, like, my sleep schedule. Because I'll just, I think that's how it would work. Because normally, like, I would, like, I'm a little bit of a night owl. However, when, you know, to somebody who lives over in the, you know, on the West Coast, I am actually, like, you know, a regular, reasonably functioning human being. Oh, it's just a 1 hour difference? That's not that bad. Oh, hello. Ooh! Latchkey, luck up. Okay, luck run. Yes, please. Where to now? I can open this. Neat. Gonna stay up all night watching you stream. I don't think I'm gonna have a very long stream today, I'm gonna be real. Like, Binding of Isaac, unless we get, like, a ridiculous run, I don't think I'm gonna be playing it for a long time. Hello, Steven. Ow. Okay, so even though I've had a really good, like, spot of getting a lot of good luck items, I still get this impression that maybe this isn't a good run. I don't know. I'm getting the vibe. we will move on to the next level. We will see whether or not I get something interesting in the next level. If I do, then we are not done. Also, Curse of the Unknown, isn't that doesn't that make it so that items become like, you know, unreadable? Okay. Ooh, Joker. I'm the Joker, baby. Oh, actually, wait. Curse of the Unknown. I guess that means that I can't see my my health in the corner. That's what that means. Understood. Oh, I don't like this item. Okay, you know what? Nope, screw it. Restarting. Still no points. That's weird. I'm not sure why. You dealing with any curses, or this is just a big old basement? Ah, but... No touch. No spider. You bastard. So I'm trying to think if there's anything, like, recent that's happened. Oh, you know, there's a heck of a lot of, like, video game news that's happened thanks to Gamescom. Like, holy freaking crap. Yesterday was a, like, tidal wave of a bunch of shit. Also, Bomber Boy! Oh! Oh, I like that. I like a good bomb item. Ooh, I might keep that. I might try and keep this run going. Sun God is here. Hello! Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I want to dead you. Me? I don't know. That sounds like a veiled threat. Well, actually, no, not really a veiled threat. It's like a straight-up threat. Regardless, don't threaten people. That's mean. Anyway, tons of Gamescom news, including, like, Bubsy 4D, which was something that that was not on my 2025 bingo card. I was just like, what? Holy shit! Bubsy's back again? Only this time in 3D? 3D platformer? Ah, shit. He's in my territory. What's he doing there? Oh, the emote is called Dead. Oh, gotcha. Context matters, man. Holy shit. And also, you need a lot of points in order to do Dead emote. Intentionally. That's kind of one of those things that, like, I wanted to make sure you couldn't just, like, play at random and constantly. It's one of those where it's just like, oh, if you're gonna use the Dead emote, you got to make sure that it's worth it. Okay, where you at? There you at. You've had 910 bananas this year.
Oh, banana.
It just reminds me I really badly want to buy a Switch 2, specifically for Donkey Kong and nothing else. I'm sad. Why are things so expensive? Like, as it currently stands, I need to save up a little bit of cash so that I can, like, pick up a graphics card. Which, like, I'm currently working on that at the moment. A banana problem. I used to eat bananas a lot more frequently, especially when I was going through, like, my my health kick. And I think I stopped because it was around the time that fruit fly season was a thing, and I was just inviting all the fruit flies into my freaking house. Just like, hey, it's a party! Come on in! The water's fine! Boop. Hidden room! Good stuff. Give me something nice. Oh man. Let's see. So Bubsy, that was an announcement about Bubsy. There's some crossover between Sonic the Hedgehog and Pac-Man in a couple of different games. Come on. There we go. Whoa. Woo. Nice. What other announcements were made during Gamescom recently? It was a lot. Tears up, very nice. You know what I just had a weird craving for all of a sudden? Banana pudding. I want banana pudding. Banana pudding's good. That artificial, like, banana taste and smell. Ta-da! I got some money. Should I use this at the store? I don't remember if I... Give me a minute. Is the store even worth it? I mean, I got a bomb item. Especially one that, like, powers up my bombs significantly. So I feel like that might be enough that I would want to, like, push through for this particular run. I think I'm just gonna hold on to my coins. I don't know. I'm not really like vibing with a whole bunch of things at the store. There we go. Grab a soda. Pooping back and forth forever. I'm still very underpowered. Like, I would really like to have a good tiers item. Blech. I was talking to some friends a little bit earlier. I don't know how many of you guys know Helldivers. I have Helldivers, and I've played a little bit of it. I've never massively gotten into Helldivers. Well, specifically Helldivers 2. And, like, I've played a little bit of it, but I've never, like, really gotten gung-ho about it. Hello! Oh, maybe saving that money was a good thing. Holy shit. Bomb. Money equals power. But anyway, they just made an announcement that may or may not, like, call me back into, you know, defending Super Earth and all that jazz. And that is that there is a, there's a crossover between Halo and frickin', like, you know, again, Helldivers. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Okay, didn't quite sneeze. Okay. That was more of a cough than a sneeze. Anyway, no. Helldivers DLC is like pretty much official. Is Halo, and that's freaking crazy. Are you winning, son? Sort of. I don't know. This ain't the best run on the planet. Ew. You want my wealth, and that means you want my power. Get out of here. Owie, 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 owie. All right, good stuff. Anywho, the interesting thing about the Helldivers DLC though for Halo is that they're teasing that it's for Halo ODST. I am a massive nerd for Halo, and one of the things that I'm not a massive nerd of, but I do know a little bit about is Halo ODST. Halo ODST was a really cool and a really interesting game, and it was an interesting, different experience. I mean, like, if you don't know, like, Halo ODST was, instead of you playing as Master Chef, or, you know, Master Chief as he is, instead, you play as, like, one of the orbital drop shock troopers, you know, the ODSTs. And, you are, like, you don't have quite as much power. Like, you're not as good at fighting as Master Chief as far as, like, I mean, I don't know, honestly, it kind of plays very similarly to just, like, a game of Halo. The only difference I saw is that, like, oh, you have a health bar, which is something that the game has not had in a very long time. I don't know, I guess we're going off of, like, the regular rules in Halo that, like, Master Chief has got that shield, and he's got a healing factor, I guess. I don't know. But not if you're a regular soldier. No, no, no. Ooh. I think I want this thing. Tears. Shot speed up. More tears. Yeah. Lucky penny. Good shit. Ooh. Okay. Don't you do it. I don't think I want the powder bag, because, like, the powder bag requires, like, it's more, like, skill-based, and I don't know. I like passive things. Stuff that I can pick up that immediately just make me better. I'll grab this. Too spooky for me. He's freaky. Anywho, I may have a reason to go and play a little bit more Helldivers. That's basically what it is. You're summoning a friend named Kirby. Are you? How do you plan on doing that? Spook him. Scared. Frightened. Ow. Who did that? Oh, hey. You redeemed Toss. Nice. Okay, so that means you have some kind of points. I wish I could go through that door. I don't have a key, though. Dang it. Okay, well. Well, hold on a second. I have 10 bombs to my name. So, if I had to take a guess. Keys! In fact, I think oh, what the? I can. Oh, Mapley's through that. Thank you, Mapley. I hope you're having a good day, Maple. Yeah. Squeaky. Hello. Hey, I just realized I can break into this room. Free room. Oh, there's nothing in here. Okay, well, good thing I didn't spend 2 keys on this. Garbage. Could be worse. You know what? I think that's a good mentality to be in. That's kind of my vibe at the moment. Just be like, it's been shit, but I know shittier. Ooh, range up. Boy, these pills paying dividends. Where's the super secret room? Here. Yay! There you go, Nova. Mapley has gotten the dead emote. Brr. Brr. All right. I am immediately just made sad. Sees the B movie in Spanish. Seas. As in the open sea? As in the 7 seas? The Pirate Sea? Oh, Pirating the Bee movie. Oh. Probably exists out there somewhere. I can't spell! It's okay. It's alright. Spelling is a bitch. Understood. So, this run is building into something. I'm not sure if it's a solid something or not. Yep. Oh, Fred. Hey, Phoenix is here. Hey! I hope everyone's doing great. You know what I mean. Oh, of course I know what you mean. I'm just joking around. Don't worry. Got the hermit. I'm gonna guess here. God! These secret rooms suck. Okay, fine. Oh, hey, random aside. I mean, I suppose it's planned since I saved the pictures to this desktop. Give me a moment, I'm just gonna kill something real quick. Dead. Don't eat your friends. What if I want to? Anyway, so before I forget, I actually, I just recently got a thing done. And it's a gift for my brother, and I just recently handed it over to him. So I can finally actually talk about it on the stream. I've given little, like, previews and whatnot for what it is, but now I can actually actively say, big-ass picture. Give me a minute. I can finally say, I 3D printed the Nickelodeon Guts Aggro Crag, like the Aggro Crag trophy that they give out at the end of the show, and I'm very, very excited about it. I like it. It looked good. I enjoy it very much. So, like, a couple of technicals ended up going into this. So this was a model that was made by I think called, if I remember right, his name is Big Juno, I think. I didn't model it, unfortunately. Oh, you're working on a Pac-Man comic? Nice. Dang. I like me some Pac-Man. I don't know a heck of a lot of the plot of Pac-Man, though. I know, like, there's several, like, shows that have Pac-Man lore and all that. Turns into Swiper and steal it. Swiper, no swiping! But anyway, this is one of the first 3D prints that I've ever done that actually has, like, lighting built into it. And let me go ahead and pull up another gigantic picture here, just so that you can see it. It's got, like, green LED strips, and I installed it in there. I mean, that's not too hard. Green LED strips is, like, you know, they come pre-assembled with a cable and, like, you know, it's got a USB cable connected to it, and then you, like, buy a roll, and then you, like, you know, slice it at a certain length, and then bada boom, bada bing, you're done. That doesn't work unless you say it 3 times. Well, okay, take it. Because, spoilers, I have plenty. I was just gonna say, hey, look at that now. I went and made a whole bunch because I had a bunch of leftover material. And so, funny thing, I had to, ooh, pineapple on pizza. So, to make, like, the extra ones, I actually needed to go in and do a little bit of soldering. And, I don't usually do a heck of a lot of soldering. Like, soldering is a bitch. I don't know if anybody's ever tried it, but it is not easy. Like, you see people on, like, YouTube videos that show you, like, tutorials for how to solder things, and they make it look so much easier. It's not. It's ridiculously tough. Like, it's just, like, you gotta melt the solder at, like, you know, just hot enough, and then it's malleable for about, like, half a microsecond, and then you have to, like, pull the soldering iron away at, like, a specific time when it's, like, you know, again, when it's malleable enough, and you need to make sure that the cable is, like, at the right angle and in the right spot, and then you need to cross your fingers that the solder actually adheres properly to both the cable and also the solder pad that you are given, and that's not the easiest thing in the world either. I was having a heck of a time with that. And so then by the time, like, it's all done, like, I mean, you know, you end up with something pretty nice. But, like, God, it was tough. Oh. Inspired by a scene from classic Looney Tunes for the episode Bugs and Thugs. I don't remember that one. Or, like, maybe I do, I just don't remember the name. Is Looney Tunes censored on your end? That's weird. Here, let me remove this. There we go. Work it all the way down to this guy. But anyway, I made about 4 of these, and I ended up making them for, like, a bunch of other family members and stuff. I ended up keeping the 1.0 reject. Because I was just like, I'd like to keep a memento. What was this again? Belly button. Great. It's not the best thing in the world. All right. Oh, yeah, right. It's I forgot. That's what those items do. That's one of the worm items. I was very confused for a moment. I was just like, what? You... You bitch. All right. I hate this worm. Okay. Well, I lose. If I didn't pick up that worm, I think I would have been okay. Crappy item. Could be good, could be bad, depending on what you use and how you use it. Hello! Bomb run! Dr. Fetus! Infinite bombs! Oh, yay. This is gonna be fun. Oh, one of my favorite friggin' items, Dr. Fetus. I'm gonna search for as many of the, you know, the secret areas as I possibly can. That includes all the rocks. Yeah, might as well check in here, too. There we are. Boop. Yay. Whoops. There we go. Shit. Now I gotta be careful because I can still bomb myself. Hey! Boo! Trying if there's any other, like, gaming news that's recently happened that, like, got me all excited. I guess I could talk about Timmy Day. I don't know if anybody has, like, you know, been paying too much attention to that. I definitely have. Timmy Day was celebrated just yesterday. And there was, like, you know, I think Jack was doing a whole, like, live stream. And I was there for, like, a brief period of time. Although, like, I was very busy, so I couldn't, like, stay there for the entirety of it. Not censored for Phoenix. Interesting. Well, I didn't have a lot of health to give him anyway. I got a key. I can open up that chest. Now, fun fact, I was actually thinking about, like, ooh, damage up. Does that even work with bombs? I guess we'll see. Over! Whoops. Dead. That's one of the easier bosses when you have bombs. Anywho. No, fun fact, I was actually thinking about maybe doing a Hat in Time mod special, like, you know, like an emergency Hat in Time mod special, possibly. I decided not to do that just because, like, a lot of people are currently covering Hat in Time mods today, and, like, yesterday, and just in general, like, it's a heck of a lot. I haven't touched Hat in Time mods in a long time. It's something that I have in the back of my head, and I thought about a couple of times, but I've just been like, no, not today. I will say, though, if you are a Hat in Time fan, you are eating good tonight, because there are tons of really good mods that have just recently come out thanks to Timmy Day. So, you owe it to yourself to go and play some of those. If you are a Hat in Time fan. There's some creative shit going on, man. Oh, also, I did my my voicey thing for one of the mods, specifically Escape from Fort Clavern. So yeah, if you want to hear me voice a shitload of cats, you can go and listen to that. If you remember the previous stream on Sunday, which, by the way, in retrospect, I am so happy that I went and I put the extra effort in to like, you know, take care of those lines on that Sunday. Because, like, I think that gave just enough time for Super Inc. to implement those lines into the game in time for Timmy Day 2025. I think that worked out, honestly. And on top of that, I don't know how interesting it was for anybody else, or, you know, if it was a whole lot of watching me doing tedious work for the sake of tedious. But, like, I don't know. I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Maybe you got a little bit of a, you know, a little sneak peek into how I do what I do. Not a ridiculous peek, I'll say. Like, I didn't actively record any lines. It was just me doing, like, you know, like, taking lines that I had already previously recorded and then cutting them down into their own individual files. But it does kind of show you, like, the process in which it takes to actually go and do that, which it took about, like, the stream lasted for about 4 hours. And that was for a total of about, I think I want to say, oh, how many lines did I end up doing? Like 160, if I remember right. Like, there was 160 lines that I had to do for Fort Clavern. We got a lot of hearts this time around. I feel like I could take advantage of that. Fine, keep. Dead. This is why I like Bomb Run. Ooh. Nice. Oh! You tempt me! Those are really good items. Maybe not the money one. But it would be nice to have flight. You know what, Devil? You are not going to tempt me today. My health is a little bit more valuable right now. Specifically. Oh, also, I'm going to open this. What? Oh, shot speed up. Justice. Here, I'm going to go over here. And we're going to use the sacrifice room, because there are so many hearts sitting around. For some reason, all of our silverware keep disappearing. First, all the spoons disappeared. Now all the forks are gone. And we have only spoons. We don't know where they keep going. Is there a random spoon bandit somewhere? That's weird. That actually does remind me, though. My mom has, like, you know, she's got those 2 rambunctious kittens, if you remember correctly. And those 2 kittens have, like, been actively running off with a bunch of, like, shiny, funny items that they look that they really like. And so a few of those items include things like, oops. That includes things like hair tie. What the? Did I accidentally leave a bomb? I think I did. Anyway, some of those items include hair ties, glasses, random knickknacks. They'll just take them and they'll start like running with them and like, you know, taking them across the house. I think it might be wise to go and grab another heart real quick. Glasses? Yeah, my mom's got like reading glasses, and she keeps like a pair, like 1 pair in like each room. And every once in a while, the the cats will like they'll find them on the you know, on a shelf or something, or you know, somewhere, and then they'll just be like, "Ooh, that's mine now," yoink, and then just run with them. They're adorable, you know. You don't want to like, you don't want to poke at their fun and all that jazz, but at the same time, it's just like that's not for you, kitty. Money, 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 money. Whoops. Yeah, I did it. One of my childhood cats once stole a Smurf figurine and left it on the stairs. Oh no! My mom ended up tripping on it and falling down the stairs, almost breaking her tailbone. Oh, that sucks. I mean, I'm glad that she turned out okay. I'm assuming that's the case. Look, as somebody who has just recently had their own, like, you know, terrible falling incident, I feel that. Like, holy shit. Speaking of which, for the most part, my foot feels like it's pretty much back to normal. Like, it's a little bit sore if you're, like, walking on it for extended periods of time, but for the most part, I'm pretty much good. I'm happy about that. Half a heart. Cool. Where's the other secret room? Eh. Quarter! Oh my god! Now I feel like I have to go and see what's in the store. Oh, junk. Dang it. I think now would be a good time to get out of here. Yeah, this was when I was around 6 or 7. My mom is fine. That's good to hear. Good start. Cat's name was Yoda. Oh. Yoda likes the Smurfs. That's interesting. Whoa. And use pill.
One makes you larger.
Okay, great. So that means I'm going to run into bombs a little bit easier. Oh no! Is that another one makes you larger pill? I don't want to take that. That doesn't help me out at all. Lost! Ow, you bastard. There we go. Please don't give me something infectious. Dang it! Why must I take the pills from the random strippers? Ah. I am not a smart individual. Yep. Oh, this place is dangerous. I'm trying to think of other situations where my cats have been like kleptomaniacs or something. Like, I'm kind of like digging back into my brain trying to think about that. Hello. Ooh. Is that Tauros? Is that what it is? Aries, rather. Ramming speed. I don't remember what that does. I think that, like, slowly charges some sort of a special move, if I remember right. Now would be a very great time for me to have flight. There we go. Funny thing Yoda used to do when he was a kitten was he would continuously run into the wall over and over. When he was older, he had a tiny permanent lump on his head. Oh! Poor baby. Kind of like when humans have a headphone dent. Got a lot of freaking money. I feel like I could do something with this. Beep. check the walls. Check it again. Nope. Surprisingly. Wait. Yeah. Okay, we got another... Oh, wait, no. No, we found both the secret rooms. All right. Sure. Walk on his own into the wall. Freaking adorable. Trying to think of some more quirks of, like, the current cats in the household. Silly things that they do. Oh, you've run into ads? Capitalism! Gosh darn it. All right, I guess I'm just going to move on to the next floor. Oh boy! Hey guys, let's go gambling! Oh. I can't stop winning! I can't stop winning! I can't stop winning! Oh, dang it. Oh. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Alright, what do you do? Flies? Nice. Speed down. Hell no.
48-hour energy.
Okay, the end of that machine. Wow, frig! Dang it! Whatever. I didn't need those machines. I don't need anybody. Oh, shit. I was just like, I thought you were an enemy. No, that's okay. Here, you can have all of my life savings. Oh. Thank you. Isn't this like an active item? Milk, don't cry over it. I don't remember. I'll grab the teardrop. Why not? Sloth! I have bombs too. What you gonna do about it? Bad trip. Okay, fine. You know, I just realized, while I got you guys on the horn, I might as well go ahead and tell you about a thing that I'm going to be doing pretty soon with a friend of mine. A group of friends, in fact. So, you may know Synthetic Charm, or Synth Charm VA. he is currently like, you know, I've been ganging up to do a bunch of like stuff on his stream and whatnot. I've been hanging out in a lot of his like Kingdom Hearts streams. Pretty soon, Monday, in fact, we are going to be doing a read through, or like we're going to start a read through of Homestuck, and I am intimidated and a little bit scared, just a tiny bit. Now, I'm very curious how many people in here are actually like, you know, aware of what Homestuck is, and if you are aware, on a scale of 1 to 10. How terrified? How terrified are you? It's quite the rabbit hole to go down, I'll say. And when I say we're going to be reading Homestuck, like, we're going to be going and, like, from the very beginning, we're going to be reading Homestuck. And, like, as Synth has said, some of Homestuck is, like, some of the Homestuck didn't age very well, and also, like, you know, a lot of the comedy doesn't land exactly the same way as it did, like, back then. I know of Homestuck, but I have never read it, says Sun God. See, here's the thing. I'm kind of in a very similar boat. I know that Homestuck exists, but aside from that, I don't know much of anything else. This is a bad situation to be in. Flies, kill. There we go. They're making a Pac-Man and Sonic the Hedgehog collab game. Yeah, I know about that. Actually, well, I know that, the collab for Sonic and Pac-Man is like... I forget what it is. It's like, isn't it for the racing game that Sonic's got? Or is that something entirely different? I don't know. I think I remember that, like, there's going to be a little cameo of Sonic the Hedgehog and Repack, if I remember right. Might be wrong about that. I don't know. I haven't looked, like, super into that. I'm psyched about that, though. Specifically for the Pac-Man part. I like me Pac-Man. I'm fairly certain that I have played Pac-Man World 2 on the stream in the past, but I played Pac-Man World 2, like, the original. Alright. Hidden rooms. A racing game for Pac-Man's birthday. I'm fairly certain that, you know, that racing game that we're speaking about is like, you know, Sonic Crossworlds, and they've got a bunch of different cameos already. God, that just reminds me of, like, a long time ago, Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing was a thing, and it was basically sort of, I don't know, it was a racing game a la, you know, Mario Kart or something like that. Except it was a bunch of other, like, it's not just Sonic games, it's also all of Sega games. And so you could play as a bunch of different characters. Like, I believe you could play as, like, Crazy Taxi, you could play as Sonic characters, you could play as, okay, who else is a Sonic character? I don't know. You could play as a bunch of Sonic characters. Hello. However, for the special, for the special Xbox edition of the game, you could play as Banjo-Kazooie. And that's really exciting at first. You know, you're just like, oh, sweet, that's cool. You play as the nuts and bolts version of Banjo-Kazooie. So you're driving in a car that looks like it was cobbled together out of things and items in, like, nuts and bolts. So, not exactly the best reminder of, like, you know, a game that existed before. You know, it's like, for a lot of people, they look at Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts and they're just like, disappointment. Though I feel like a lot of people have turned around on that game. Because, like, that game actually pulled off doing a lot of really cool things that, like, you know, it's not like they pulled off something that had never been done before. They just did it in a really clever way that, like, almost like, it was almost like Tears of the Kingdom's building system, honestly. And a lot of people pointed that out, just being like, ha ha! Banjo-Kazooie did it first! Still broken? That's interesting. I've got, like, 0 drop frames on my end, so that's probably Twitch being Twitch, unfortunately. Maybe your internet being your internet. I'm not entirely sure. Then again, like, I mean, so there are some settings that you can do on, you know, on Twitch that lower down the latency. I have not actively looked into that or messed around with that much recently, mostly because I don't know if you remember the horrendous situation we had with stream lag and, like, frame loss a while back. And around that time, I stopped experimenting. I was just like, you know what? We're not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to try and, like, you know, mess around with my stream and make it super, like, lagless and things like that. Especially if, like, it's not going to... Like, if it's not going to be worth it at the end of the day, and if I end up, like... You know, if it turns out I can stream without it, and also I don't have to deal with a lot of, like, you know, frame rate issues, I'm more than happy to just stream at regular normal mode. I've returned and brought 2 Game Boy Advance games. Game Boy Advance games? Frickin' rad. What Game Boy Advance games? I'm curious. You redeemed Toss. I'm not sure what you tossed. I didn't see it. Ooh. Oh, for your DS, of course. Sometimes I forget that there's backwards compatibility for that thing. And also, like, the library of the Game Boy Advance was absolutely astounding. Like, if there was... If you wanted to, like, play a game from a franchise on, like, on that system, like, you probably could find it. Orson in the Pac-Man World games. Orson. Remind me, who's Orson? I might know him. See, I played Pac-Man World 2, and I was a big fan of that one. But I didn't play any of the other ones, aside from... Actually, wait, no, that's a lie. I did play Pac-Man World 3, but I played the DS version. And the DS version, I get this suspicion that it wasn't good. I don't remember it being good. I remember it being kind of finicky, and also the draw distance was terrible. And I just, you know, I kind of felt like I was going through the motions the entire time. Powerpuff Girls game and a Little Einsteins game. Oh. Nothing? Okay. The Ghost 2 pilots, I'm assuming Pac-Man in the first game and helps you in the third game. Okay. Interesting. I guess that would mean that I wouldn't have run into him. Dang. Because I remember there was like the mayor. I think Ms. Pac-Man makes a cameo appearance, possibly. I won't grow up. I mean, everybody eventually has to grow up. It's just a matter of, will you keep whimsy in your heart? That's the important part. Being grown up is not inherently a bad thing. However, if you lose your spirit, that is a bad thing. Ow. Ow! Oh, Talkman is the robot villain in the first... Oh! I know Spooky. I know that the Spooky. Spooky Ghost. Why is it that I play so many games that have weird purple ghost characters? What the f... Talkman, not TikTok. Hey, what's up? It's me, the devil. Orson is the one who built and pilots him. Okay. Maybe I should make that a plan. Like, I know that there is a Pac-Man World Repack that exists. Perhaps it's time for me to try that one. And then, but I definitely want to try Pac-Man Repack too. A little white, grayish, green ghost. Ow. There we go. Damage up, I mean, man, I want more updates or upgrades that give me, like, more bomb abilities. Ah! Like, how cool would it be to get, like, you know, I have infinite bombs, so what about getting it, like, you know, the Bomberman ability that makes all of my bombs crosses? That'd be fun. Friends till the end. Like, as of right now, most of my abilities have, like, upgraded my tiers. And I don't have tiers, so... therein lies the problem. What is this game about? Oh, yeah, it is called Binding of Isaac, and it is based off of, I mean, frickin' loosely based off of, the telling of the story of, the Binding of Isaac in the Bible. And, except it's slightly different. So the idea is, like, you know, you are this kid, Isaac, and he's got, like, a mother. I don't know where the dad is in this equation. Maybe he left. But anyway, she's, like, an incredibly, like, devout Christian. And then one day she starts getting visions in her head that, she is being talked to by God. And God is telling her to do all these crazy things like, you know, your son is corrupted by sin. He needs to be cleansed. Cleanse him of all the, you know, the sinful things in his life and in his world. And so she actively started, like, taking more and more of his things away from him. including like his toys, his possessions, his clothes, all these terrible things. Gas leak. You think that it's like just a gas leak, so she starts hearing demons? That'd explain it. But anyway, finally one day, she gets a message basically saying, like, you've done well to cleanse your son. However, you need to prove yourself one more time to me. Go into his room and kill him. Now, in the actual Binding of Isaac story, Isaac dies. Like, actually. However, in this version of Binding of Isaac, instead of you dying, Isaac finds a hatch in his room, and he jumps down it, and he ends up, like, descending into the basement where he fights off a bunch of demons and horrors that are disgusting and whatnot. Some of them seem to be other children that were once his brothers. Some of them seem to be mutated, like, creatures that were probably his brothers and sisters that, like, turned into demons. And some of them are just, like, horrifying demons, and that's just it. Including you're just running into, like, Satan. So, yeah, it definitely, like, it is kind of like, Bible fan fiction in a weird way. However, they just do it so chibi and adorably. And look at the pixel graphics. Darth Jar Jar. 48-hour energy. Neat. Okay, come on, man. Give me something good. I'm waiting for this machine to blow up. There we go. Oh, whoops. Don't bother me much. I could go into the store and see what's in there. Boss! Again, bomb run, OP. Where would the super secret room be? If I had to take a guess. Ba-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Doodly bop, doodly bop. Doodly bop. Bop 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 dop. I think I've already have I already bombed these walls? I think so. Yeah. I don't need the super secret room. Cankles! Anyway. Hello, mother. Ow. Bombs are not the most effective way to fight mother. Ow. Good enough. And now we descend into the womb. This game gets fucked up. I take double damage on everything now, so I really can't afford to screw around. There's another sacrifice room over there. Don't need that. This is terrifying! Leave me alone! Okay. Did anyone see the new... wait, the Netflix movie Fixed? People are already doing movie reviews on it. It's for older audiences. Okay. I have not, and actually I have not heard about it. And in fact, fun fact about me, I don't really have a Netflix account. I don't really have any major drive to do so either. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with Netflix or anything. It's just like, that's just one more bill that I gotta pay, and I don't really want to. Although, that's got me in a little bit of trouble. Ooh, damage and luck up. That's gotten me in a little bit of trouble because there are so many times where I'll be talking to some people and they're just like, wait, you haven't heard of this show? And I'll just have to sit there being like, no, I have not. I'm sorry. You haven't watched this show at this time in this place? And I'm just like, honestly, no, I haven't. Hello! Oh, which one of these is better? I don't remember. I'm gonna choose you. Halo of Tears. Oh, fuck, wait. That doesn't do something with my bombs, does it? It does make, like, my tears spin in a Halo motion. Doesn't affect my bombs, though, so you know what? I'll take it. God, I certainly hope it does something other than just Halo tears. I don't remember what the fan did. I get the feeling the fan was probably better. Recommendation, DS Lite game, Game Boy Advance games. It's been way too long since I played any of those. The obvious choice is some kind of Pokemon game. Like, you know, that's just standard. Like, you need to play a Pokemon game of some kind if you have, like, you know, any of the Game Boys at all. Or DS or anything of that nature. What else? What else? God, you know what? What's one game that I just remembered exists? Banjo-Kazooie Gruntilda's Revenge. That was a Game Boy Advance game. It was not good. It was kind of bad. It attempts to be like a 2D top-down... I think it's isometric is what it's called. I don't know. It attempts to try and do a 3D Banjo-Kazooie game, except like on mobile. Doesn't work. It really doesn't work. I've tried to play it, and I think I actually beat it. And I don't know why I beat it. Because it's like... I don't know. It felt like a lot of busy work that I probably shouldn't have put in. Ow. Go on AFK. Sounds good. Mwah. Don't be a coward. Let's head up. Oh, good. Size down. That helps. Because I ended up getting myself swollen before. Womb 2, Electric Boogaloo. Ow! Right now, my flies are currently doing most of the busy work. I mean, I made it. My main worry here is that I'm going to end up, like, hurting myself significantly by just continuing to run around here. Ow. Loaded baked potatoes. Ooh. Oh, delicious. Oh, I want one. Come to think of it, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? I don't know. What haven't I had in a long time? Ah, I'm ruining it. I'm shitting the bed. Oh, I need hearts. Arcade, save me. Pretty quick and easy to make. Yeah, but that requires me to actually have potatoes. I gotta check my fridge and see what I even have. I can guarantee you, one of those things is not potatoes. I might do that later. Luck up, speed down. I was pretty speedy before. I'll take it. If anything, a little bit more luck. That helps me. Now, my buddy's family does this one thing that, like, I'm a little bit jealous of. They make meatloaf cupcakes. And it's basically just, like, you know, you make them, like, it's basically mini meatloaves inside of a cupcake tin. And then, to top them off, you put a little bit of, like, mashed potatoes on the top of them. And then you, like, I think add a little bit of ketchup on top of that as well. They sound delicious. Okay, so the arcade is definitely coming in clutch here. Oh dear. Whoops. Hey, oh boy. Okay, can I have something like explode or fail miserably? Because I have pretty much filled up on everything I need to fill up with here. and I want to see blood. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily have to keep on doing this. Could just take off. Ah! How dare you? Ooh. Hey. Goody. Compass. Let's see. Where would the super secret room be? Or the secret rooms in general. Hey! Alright. Kind of a bum room. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. Okay, there we go. In classic Looney Tunes, Yosemite Sam suffers more than Elmer Fudd because he puts up more of a fight. I'm trying to remember, like, one fun fact I saw about, like, classic Looney Tunes is that they had... now, I don't know the legitimacy of this fact, so, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But I heard that they had a sort of like a 3-hit rule for Bugs Bunny, in that Bugs Bunny has to be hit about 3 times before he can retaliate for something. Because, you know, if he just decides to be a jerk and, you know, and hit the other character without provocation, that makes him look like a bad guy. So for them, they always needed to, like, have him get hit a couple of times before he, like, retaliates. Of course, you realize this means war. Flat file. No more spikes. Oh! I like that. Oh, yeah, and I suppose that would smooth out this door. Heck yeah, man. X-Lax. Range up, shot speed down. Do 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 do. Yeah, see, this place is all clean now. Oh, this is kind of awkward. I can make it work, though. Yeah, there we go. Woo! All right, going to hell. Ah. Hear that crack? That was a knuckle. One of my best friends came out as trans recently. Mazel tov! Yay! I hope they're feeling more comfortable. Excellent. Great. Another experimental pill. Tears up, speed down. Fine. Fred. Very happy for him. I'm happy for him too. Yep. Ah, frig. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, there's the boss. Let's risk it. Let's just keep going. See if I can find something cool. I don't really know if anybody that I went to school with would be trans at this moment. I don't know. It's a very good question. The thing is, like, I grew up in like a very conservative environment, and I feel like it's not that trans people don't exist in conservative environments. It's more that, like, you know, you kind of have a finger waved at you a little bit more if you're in a conservative environment. I do know that I have I'm trying to remember. Would it be a niece? Actually, no. I think would it be a cousin? I think it's a cousin. Yeah, I have a cousin who they came out as trans. And that was an interesting conversation that they ended up having with their parents, because their parents were, like, not exactly warmed up to the idea of it. But they were kind of one of those parents that, like, they would be extremely jaded and not the happiest when they hear that sort of news. But that being said, though, like, you know, it's your own flesh and blood. And there's not... Like, you know, when your own flesh and blood tells you that, like, hey, you know, I'm trans, there's not much that you can actively do about that aside from, like, listen. Or, like, you know, that's the best case scenario, I suppose. Worst case scenario is, you know, being disowned, which is really, like... I don't know, that's an incredibly petty thing for a parent to do. But luckily, you know, their parents didn't do that. It was more of just a case of, like, okay, well, this is a thing now. You're old enough to make that decision for yourself. Okay. You know, it's a new thing for... It's one of those, like, this is a new thing for us, so, you know, please humor us while we learn along with you about all of this. And I'll be real, like, you know, as somebody who grew up as, like, millennial 90s and all that jazz, there definitely wasn't a lot of, like, conversation that went on when it came to, like, you know, trans things or anything. Trans people existed back then. It was just one of those things that you never heard anybody talk about because, like, you know, it kind of felt like, well, for... What's a good way to put it? I don't know. I never really knew about it. I never heard anything about it because, like, nobody had any discussions about it. And I'm fairly certain the reason... This is far from being factual, but, like, it's the reason that I have to make the assumption for. I have to assume that the reason is just, like, a discomfort on the subject. And confusion of certain subject. You truly have to be heartless to kick someone out for being trans. Yeah, but unfortunately there are some heartless bastards out there. I've heard of that happening, where somebody's just like, nope, get out of my house, and then, you know, they end up being on the street or something even worse. But, like, you know, the best case scenario there is that, you know, you have friends that you can contact, and you can potentially get a little bit of, like, a leg up. Ah, and I can't use this room. Oops. I believe this challenge room requires me to have full health. Can't do that. Ta-da! Is that like a broken compass hand? I think that's what that is. I already have the compass, so I don't need that. Okay, have I found all of the hidden rooms? No. Who is your favorite Pac-Man villain? The funny thing, like, I'm very classic Pac-Man minded, so a lot of my knowledge about, like, Pac-Man kind of stems from just the video games. Or, like, the original OG video games. And the OG video games didn't really have villains, per se. So if I had to choose, probably the only villain that I have actively run into in Pac-Man, which is Spooky in Pac-Man World 2. Oh dear, I am dead. Please stop. Holy shit. The world! I don't know. Did that do anything? Oh, dang it! Oh, man. I was kind of hoping that that would work out. You know what? Okay, one final run, but I might, like, quit partially into it. I like Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde, Betrayus from Pac-Man, and the Ghostly Adventures. Ah, okay. I mean, Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde are like the classics. Gotta love a good classic. But no, I like Spooky. Even though Spooky is, like, very generic villain coded. You know what I mean? Actually, here's a fun thing for you. A person that I follow, named Johnny Atma, aka the guy that does Gamadol, or Game Metal. He does, like, again, he does, like, video game covers and whatnot. And he did a cover of, like, Spooky's theme in rock form, like, you know, metal form, and it's freaking awesome. I recommend you go look that up. Gamadol, Spooky theme. Dang it, I'm sucking. Oh, wait, I don't have a key for that. Dang it. Okay. But that made my day when I first heard it, because I'm just like, holy shit! You're digging up this dinosaur? This is so obscure. How and why? Who recommended this? Being invited to a party? What kind of party? Oh, you're scared. I can get that. Social anxiety. I think I know what this is. Analog stick, 360 tiers. It allows you to shoot at a diagonal angle. Frat party? Oh, interesting. I remember one time on Halloween, I don't remember what it was, like why I was going there, but I went off to like this college campus one time for like trick-or-treating. And that was interesting because like a bunch of the people at the college campus like had trick-or-treating events happening, including like handing out candy to kids and like, you know, they had like bowling alley kind of things set up in their dormway. Just so like, you know, for the kids to like, you know, have something kind of interesting. Legally a minor. Okay. Frat party in and of itself doesn't necessarily mean there's anything adult happening there. That being said, I would heavily recommend that you look into that and make sure that, like, you're not walking into an adult type of situation and environment. You know, like, and if it turns out that they are doing stuff that's adult, like drinking and things like that, I would highly recommend that you don't do that. Like, if they're mistaking you for a college kid, you tell them otherwise. Tell them no. Because here's the thing, like, yeah, you're still a high school kid. So here's the thing, like, you don't want to get in trouble for being there. Because obviously, you should not be at a frat party that has a lot of, like, you know, booze, drinking, and, you know, other activities that you don't want to be found doing. But on top of that, you don't want, like, on top of that, you don't want them to get caught with you at that party. Because they are going to be just as in trouble as you are for allowing a minor to be in that kind of a space. I have absolutely, like, you know, I would definitely tell them, hey, I'm a minor. Is this going to be, like, an appropriate place for me? And if the answer is no, you don't go. Just don't go. You're going to be doing yourself and everybody else at that party a favor. Like, wait until you are at least 18 years of age. I'm being totally freaking serious about this, by the way. Like, no joke, no haha funnies. Like, please look into this and do not go if this is, like, legit an actual, like, frat party with, like, you know, drinks and all of that stuff. Gonna tell him? Good. Good shit. I'm not getting any good items. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I mean, I'm gonna say Jazzy, just because that's the easiest thing to pronounce. Hello! Welcome to the stream. I'm currently trying my best to get, like, some decent items in Isaac at the moment. We're also talking about frat parties. I've never been to frat parties. Well, like, again, there was that one time when I was, like, really young and I went trick-or-treating at, like, this college dorm, like I said. And that's about as close to a fraternity as I've ever gotten to. The reason why I'm scared is because they were trying to force me to... Alright, okay. Are you sure? Are we absolutely 110%? Okay, wait a minute. No. Now you're starting to say, like, some of these things don't sound like they're connected. First of all, like, if somebody is forcing you to eat an edible, you call 911. Like, you call the police. Absolutely no question. In fact, like, stop watching my stream right now and go call the police. Tell them about this. If not the police, then somebody who is, like, you know, somebody who, like, you know, works at whatever college it is. Okie dokie smoky. I've not found the secret room anywhere. Just kind of skirt past it. Mm-hmm. Call a trusted adult. There we go. Okay. What item is in here? Give me something. This is starting to get stupid. I want to get like a decent first item here. Something that makes me go, woo. Huh. I hate all of this. Okay. Man, but I want to blow up that rock, though. Hey. Goody. Okay, once again, have not run into the secret areas or any of the golden rooms. Come on. Rolling the dice. Oop. Extra bombs, I'll take them. Oh, no, I'm such a, like, lightweight when it comes to... Actually, no, lightweight isn't really the term. I'm just, like... I'm very naive, and I don't do a heck of a lot of things at, like, you know, college fraternities and stuff like that. I've not had much experience in that. I'm trying to think of, like, what the closest thing would have even been. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a hermit. Just, like, a tiny bit hermity. Police have been called. Okay, thank you, Nova. You don't have to give me any information about what they said, by the way. Like, if you want to keep that confidential, please do. Also, I don't like this item. Owie. Go away. Okay. Nova, what do you mean when you say go away? Ah, probably shouldn't have picked that up. Oh well. I mean, I would recommend, like, alright. You know what? I'm not going to make too many recommendations aside from just, you know, whatever authority figure you've talked to or whoever you've called, like, police-wise or whatnot. Which, by the way, I wouldn't just stop at calling the police. I'd also probably tell your parents as well. And don't you worry, like, your parents are not going to get upset with you or anything like that. If anything, I think they're going to be very happy that you came to them with that information. Just let them know that that's something that happened. And if anybody has any questions about what exactly transpired, then just tell them honestly and accurately. That's it. We have to eat our baked potatoes in a bowl with spoons because all our forks are gone. Oh, God. The spork... Wait, the fork demon returns! Sorry, not spork. I haven't thought about sporks in a while, jeez. Okay, let me check this room and see if there's anything in it. I'm gonna give this 3 more tries. If in 3 tries we don't get a decent item, I'm gonna say we're done. Yep. What's in here? I do have one interesting story, I guess.
Range down.
So I did have a dorm sort of situation at one point when I was growing up, and I'm not gonna go super into detail because like this is like a lot of personal information, and I don't necessarily want to. Yeah, I don't want to say a heck of a lot about it. The spork demon. Anyways, so there was a point where I was living in a dorm sort of situation. And while I was living in that dorm situation, there was like... No, keep in mind, it's really hard to like explain the situation without being very specific. But let's just say that the dorm situation kind of required everybody to be... All right. Very Christian, very appropriate, and not doing anything that would make the adults upset. You know what I mean? And there was one time where there was this guy that I met, and he was a good guy. Like, all around, seemed pretty cool. Really, like, enjoyed hanging out with friends. We seemed to hit it off pretty well. We talked back and forth quite a bit. We were also like, dorm buddies and whatnot. Well, he had gotten into this relationship with this one gal that was at the exact same school. And the school was like, I don't know, it was very Christian, like ridiculously Christian. To the point where, like, the girls' dorms and the boys' dorms were, like, entirely separated. And they didn't like the intermingling between the two. And so, one day, he, like, it's late at night, and he tells me that he's going to be going to, like, he's going to be leaving, and he's going to be going and doing something at the other dorm. And I think he told me this because straight up there was no way he was going to be able to hide this away from me. So, he just asks me, it's just like, hey, are you cool? Are you going to be, like, quiet about this? At which point I looked at him and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's not my business. I don't care. To which point he's just like, oh, dude, you're a real bro. You're real cool. To which point he took off. In the middle of the night to go sneak into the girls' dorms. And, like, here's the thing. I was lying through my freaking teeth that entire time. Like, of course I was going to tell on him. And I know there's a lot of people that are probably going to hear that and just be like, narc! Freaking narc! Look, here's the thing. Like, I had a couple of issues with this in general. Number one being that, like, you know, you don't want... You are in a situation where you are not there to, like, get somebody pregnant. You are there to, like, learn and all that jazz. And, like, the setup that we had at that moment was, like, not really cohesive when it came to, like... Well, all right, it's hard to really explain. But basically, like, you're still very young, and you have your whole life ahead of you, and you really shouldn't be going out and sneaking into the girls' dorms and, like, being hanky-panky with, like, individuals, you know? It's one of those things. And even as, you know, when I was younger, I knew that was the case. Like, I was just like, that's not cool, dude. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Bad idea. Like, look, I know that authoritarianism is a bitch, and, like, I you know, it really sucks that it's clamping down on your free will and all of that jazz, but at the exact same time, there's more than... There's a reason why this separation is happening in the first place. I was pretty mature for my younger age, and I kind of knew right away that, like, if you end up, like... Again, if you end up knocking somebody up, you can't take that back. You know, and I definitely did not want to see him go down that route. Now, the other reason, and this is like, I'm not going to say purely petty, but it was definitely like, it was me being kind of a bratty, gossipy kind of individual. But like, oh, parents to the rescue. Very nice! Anyway, the other reason why I decided to rat on him was because I knew about this relationship that he had started out with this gal. They started doing, like, you know, quote unquote dating 3 weeks prior. Actually, no, it was less than that. I think it was like 1.5 or 2 weeks. They just recently started seeing each other. And that's the thing. And they were already, like, attached to the hip, and it was clearly one of those things where, like, have you ever seen somebody who had a relationship and you're just sitting there being like, God, you are being dragged behind on a freaking leash. Oh, we're talking about a funny relationship thing that happened. I'll restart the story just because, like, I don't know. I think I could, like, retell it a little bit more cohesively. Anyway, so I was in a sort of, like, teaching, well, like, you know, a teaching dorm kind of situation. Baby making? It kind of gets to that point, but we'll get there. Anyway, I ended up in sort of, like, a separated dorm kind of situation when I was younger. This would have been around the time that I was not quite, like, legal adult. You know, I wouldn't have been 18. But, you know, I wasn't, like, super young or anything either. Like, somewhere around the 16 to 17-year-old bracket. And I was going to this, like, one sort of, like, schooling situation. This was very much for the sake of education. However, the place that I went to was, like, this very specific dormitory that was very Christian. And they separated out the boys from the girls. They definitely did not want there to be any intermingling. And they especially did not want to run into any problems with the potential for intermingling to happen. So that's the kind of environment that they kind of got set up in. So there's this guy that I knew that I had met there, and he was cool. Like, I really enjoyed my time talking to him and interacting with him, and, you know, I trusted the heck out of him, he trusted the heck out of me. And we had known each other for about 2 weeks now. We had just recently gotten to this place. And he had just recently also gotten into a relationship with somebody that was also going to this exact same school. And we were having, we were getting ready to go to bed. And one night, he looks at me and he goes like, hey, dude, just so you know, in case you were wondering where I am going to the girls' dorm, and I'm going to go and see somebody. So are you going to be cool with that? Like, are you going to say anything to any of the teachers? And I responded with, like, no, I don't care. Do what the heck you want. And he looked at me and he was, like, so freaking excited. He's just like, dude, you are awesome. You are a G. I will never forget this. And he left. I lied. Of course I was gonna tell a teacher. Here's like, and again, like I said, a lot of people are gonna look at that and they're gonna say that I was being a narc and I was being like, a really lame friend. There might even be somebody that might like, they might look at that and they might say just like, dude, you broke the bro code. You lied to the dude. No, here's the thing. Like, we were not there for the sake of the hanky-panky. We were there for the sake of education. That was the entire point of why it was that we were doing what we were doing. And I personally felt it was morally wrong for him to not only have done that, but also I think it would be morally wrong of me to not say something to the teachers. I felt it was like my responsibility to go and talk to the teachers and tell them that this happened. But on top of that, the other reason why I did that, why I went and I ratted him out, was because... How dare you throw at me? Anyway, the other reason why I ratted him out was because the gal in question that he had just recently... Thank you for the pie. The gal in question that he was like going out to go see in the dorms, I'm gonna be real, this was not really a good relationship. Like, even when I was younger, I could tell that this was a really bad relationship. It was one of those, like, very overly controlling. She was making a lot of the decisions for him. Like, here's the thing. I had brought some video games with me to this dorm so that I could play them. Because, gamer, nerd, derp, 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 derp. And, he was like, he was having a heck of a lot of fun playing those video games as well. Like, I allowed him to use it because I'm like, hey, we're, we're part of the exact same dorm room. And if you wanted to use the system, you are more than, you're more than capable to pick up a controller and play. Awesome. She did not like the video games. And honestly, she seemed like she seemed to have that mentality of like, the video games are getting in the way of him seeing her. One of those things. And I'm sorry, that's a red flag. I personally think that, like, if you are in a relationship and your partner cannot deal with the idea that they cannot 100% be with you all the time, everywhere, 24/7, like, if something like video games is a major distraction to them, like, that's not a good sign. Like, people need hobbies. You need to do something outside of your relationships. Otherwise, that's not a good relationship. And I knew that back then. Maybe it was also the fact that I really like video games, and I kind of like... I felt sort of this emotional stir in me, being like, if I were in a relationship, and if the person that I was with basically told me, hey, no more of the video games. You need to talk to me. You need to have fun with me. Like, dude, I would leave. So, another reason why I did that was because, like, I genuinely, I felt that she was not good for him. Full on, full stop. So yeah, I ratted him out, like, the next day. I was just, like, I went over to not the dean of the school, but, like, somebody who was, like, an authority of the school. And I basically told them flat out, just being like, yeah, they snuck out in the middle of the night. Which is funny because apparently they already knew. I didn't even need to tell anybody. Turns out they had security cameras all across the campus, and they ended up catching somebody who had left my dorm and saw them leave and head in the direction of the girls' dorms. So he was caught either way. I just sort of like, you know, basically I acted as a, I don't know, like, if they were caught by the camera, my eyewitness accounting of the situation definitely, like, supplanted them as being guilty. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of that was basically my bros before hoes moment. I'm just like, dude, no, you're making a huge mistake. Stop. She's not good for you. To this day, I don't know whether or not he knows that I said anything. Probably not. I was told that, like, you know, my accounting of everything was going to be completely anonymous, and I was not going to be, you know, they were not going to tell me. Or, no, they were not going to tell them that I had said anything. You're free! Hooray! But I think that's about as spicy as I get, honestly. That's the spiciest freaking story I can tell you. And it's not even a story that, like, you know, it wasn't even happening to me. I'm such a fucking square. You're hearing a lot of screaming outside your house? What is going on with you guys today? Crazy shit is going on, I swear. Ow. I really hope I get another item that, like, improves on my tears. Ooh, key. Bloodshot eye. Wah. Want to get a good item that, like, piles on with 2020 really well. Is it me? Am I screaming outside your house? A lot of teens in my neighborhood being stupid recently. This stream is just all about, like, teens being stupid. Oh, two of you? What? Ugh. No. Go away. No touch. Lord. HP up. I'm honestly... Ow! Honestly, there's... 2020 is kind of nice. I feel like I could hold out for something a little bit better. I don't know. Just, like, the combination of... Ow. The combination of 1-2 items didn't, like, excite me. Trying to remember who Ricky Rat is. I mean, it reminds me of Mickey Mouse. Nah. Curse of Darkness. Ooh! Soy milk! Actually, wait. Soy milk actually goes, like, really well with certain things. I just have to stomach the really bad damage for a short period. If I can, like, if I can pile something onto soy milk, this might work out. Ricky Rat is Mickey Mouse as a rat. Oh, okay. Hopefully nothing escalates because we've had cop cars, ambulances, and fire trucks come around here. Oh, yeah. Anything in the store? Ooh. Oh, that golden question block would be really nice. I'm not getting that without some kind of a miracle, though. Soy boy. I am the cop car. Well, now I'm just thinking about the Asgore truck meme. Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. DUI, how about you die? I'll go 100 miles in an hour. Okay, this is not great. Normally, these guys would be dead by now. Soy ain't the best item at first. Whoa! Damage up! Yes! Holy shit! I put soy milk in coffee. You're putting bean water in bean water. This is true. That feels like one of those Skeletor things, you know? The one that goes like, if you put soy milk in your coffee, you're putting bean water in bean water. Until we meet again! What was my personal favorite of those? I think my personal favorite one of those is like, if somebody tells you not to fall to peer pressure and you don't, technically, you did. Okay, I am going to travel forward with soy milk. We are going to see what happens. Hopefully the damage up will do, like, a significant difference in killing things. Yeah, okay. Lucky penny, sweet. Leave me alone. Oh, that's a good one, Phoenix. When you're sick, the advice they give you is to literally do drugs and stay out of school. Until we meet again! I hate these frickin' corn flies. Ah! There we go. You do a pretty good Skeletor voice. Thank you. I've heard Skeletor many times. Gonna take a risk. Joker. Meh. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna get Gimpy, and then I'm gonna leave. Though Gimpy is only really effective if I get hit by something. Shit. Oh, this room sucks. Ah. Please die. I need to get, like, tear enlargeners, because the soy milk is just making my tears so much easier to, like, pass by enemies. Once you have a PhD, every work meeting becomes a doctor's appointment. Shot speed up! I'll take it. Please, please give me something that jives well with soy milk. I don't even want to pick it up. That's what I'm currently dealing with here. Because, like, I feel like that item is just a distraction. If you don't know what it is, it's basically, it gives you, like, a frozen baby that you kick around the arena. And then, like, it can turn enemies into, like, icicles. Okay. I guess. But, like... God, can I reroll? If you raise chickens, that technically makes you a chicken tender. Oh, you know what's one thing that I kind of miss? I kind of miss the old school Burger King chicken tenders. They haven't sold these since I was, like, a kid back in, like, the 2000s. But, like, they changed their recipe at one point, and God help me, like, that was... Their chicken tenders was actually, like, pretty freaking good. But no, they had to change up their recipe, because they're just like... Wow, this fly is... Holy shit. What's this fly made out of? Oh, okay. But anyway, I feel like Burger King's chicken tenders used to be, like, actually top. And nowadays, I tend to gravitate a little bit more towards their chicken fries. Though, I tend to gravitate away from Burger King. Especially after that one stunt they pulled on Twitch. Don't think I forgot. There we go. Oh, frig. I could use the hermit and escape. But then I'd have to fight the boss again. Die. Die. Okay. Range. Tears up. Good. I mean, okay. Can I have damage, please? Tear size? Something? Criminy. Alright. Let me take a quick swing through here. Woo! What do we got here? Oh! I can see forever. Nice.
48th hour.
Ow. Hey! I'm gonna use the hermit to get out of here.
The hermit.
Hello! Oh, BFF! Oh, that'd be so nice to have right about now. Man. Alright. Okay, well, we can automatically find the super... Actually, we can find both the secret rooms, so let's go grab them. I find that now. Anyway, do you guys remember that thing that Burger King did a while back on Twitch? I remember. Remember it clear as frickin' day. If you don't, one time Burger King did this thing where, okay, so they did this through, like, I guess a marketing company. Like, there's a specific marketing company that was the genius behind this one. They decided to make a campaign where they went out and they donated like $5 to random Twitch streamers, and then they like took their reactions, and they must have paid for like the licensing to be able to use their reactions for like commercials and whatnot. Because like they took their reactions and they used that as like a commercial for Burger King. I believe that's what that was. Either that, or they basically just used the Twitch like donation function in a way that it was not intended to be used. It was used for like marketing purposes. And that's not what you're supposed to do with the Twitch donation button. Like, that is specifically to donate to streamers and nothing else. And that pissed off a lot of people because they're just like, I'm sorry, I don't want to just be streaming. And then randomly I get like a message from somebody that says like, here's $5, about as much as a combo meal at the Burger King. It's just like, what a horrible dystopian world we live in. If, like, that was something that just became the norm. I don't know about anybody else, but, like, yeah, I was not keen on that. And so I have not forgotten. I remember that every single time I pass by Burger King, I'm like, oh, hey, there's the scumbags that wanted to try and advertise on our frickin' shows. How about no? And I love living in capitalism where, like, it doesn't matter how much you boycott something, very likely they're just gonna, like, you know, they're too big to fail. And they have too many, like, fingers and too many pots. I don't remember what varicose veins does, but I'm fairly certain it doesn't do anything inherently with, you know, with my stuff here. Ah! That's what varicose veins does. What's this game called again? This is called The Binding of Isaac. Based off the Bible, I think it's the Bible verse of the exact same name. Ow. I don't have much to say about Nickelodeon. I hope Nick is doing okay. Because for a while there, they really weren't. A lot of live-action slop. Okay, I shouldn't say that. That's mean. Look, there's probably some people that were gigantic fans of the live-action shows for Nickelodeon. I was really not one of them. I mean, like, there were some that I was just like, okay, sure. It's fine. But then, like, they started making a lot of live-action shows. And I was just like, can we, like, you know, fund our animation department, please? The thing that you guys got really good at way back in the day. Okay. I've got 6 bombs to my name. I miss old Nick, and I wasn't even alive for it. You know, one thing that is, like, really nice about our current day and age is that a ton of the media that used to be aired on, like, TV is now readily available for you to watch on, like, streaming. Whether it be, like, through, you know, official streams or somebody who archived it on YouTube or some crap. Ah, Freg. Down to the wire! Ah! Dang it! Oh, that sucks. No, Nick had some amazing stuff when I was growing up. Trying to think of a few of them. I mean, you know, Ren and Stimpy, which honestly, sometimes I feel like Ren and Stimpy was not appropriate for my my young mind, but I watched it anyway. Oh, phone's at 25%. Well, we're pretty much finishing up the stream tonight, so I think I tried to play some Binding of Isaac. Didn't end up getting a very good run. But you know what? That happens sometimes. Sometimes you just don't get those combinations of items that you need to actually, you know, push you across the finish line. Well, we got pretty far. I'm not going to say, like, you know, we got all the way up to Satan at one point. That's not bad. Kind of wish we could have, like, pushed a little bit past that. But oh well. Anyway, let's finish up for tonight. Thank you very much for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it very much. My stream schedule is Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. All of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And the next streams that I've got lined up are... I've got Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, which I'm going to be playing on Saturday. Sunday, I'm just going to be casually hanging out, and I will probably also play some Power Wash Simulator at the exact same time. And then, I don't know what we're going to be doing next Wednesday. Wednesday is really like the floater day. The day that I'm really uncertain about, that I just don't know. I have a handful of games that I have ideas for, but I need to wait until I, like, have the availability for said games. Basically, they're not out yet. And I'm waiting on it. And then, again, as another reminder, if you guys are interested, I am going to be streaming with Synth on Synth's channel, and we are going to be reading through Homestuck. We're going to be starting this crazy adventure next Monday. At around 6 o'clock, I think Pacific Standard Time, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it is. God, my brain is applesauce. But it should be interesting because I've never really looked into Homestuck, and it'll be an interesting experience to have me finally reading it after many, many years of, like, not touching it. Honestly, just like the legacy of Homestuck, it's kind of been intimidating. Like, the fact that there's just so many episodes of Homestuck that exist, and the fact that, like, I don't know, like, just the way that it's set up, what's a good comparison? Funny enough, a lot of stuff I kind of compare it to like Kingdom Hearts in theming wise. Not that they're the exact same property, but more that like a lot of what goes on, you kind of just have to turn off your brain and just roll with it. Just be like, okay, well, this is happening now. And apparently there was like no plot for the first like season of the comic. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of like weird quirkiness that doesn't really line up or make much sense until at some point things start to click in. Man, I really have no idea how that Vivzy Pop show is going to go. I really hope it does go well because, like, I have to imagine it will probably be adapted very well for, like, an actual viewing audience, while simultaneously bringing in a lot of the classic stuff that people know from Homestuck. Now, I mean, that's me saying that as somebody who has never seen Homestuck. You know, I'm speaking a lot of shit. My brain is fish. That's very true. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's mashed potato. Speaking of which, I need to go and look at my fridge and see what I have to eat. I'm gonna go do that. Again, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it a lot. See you next time.